Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to another episode of What the Wednesday with your host, Chris, the mic guy. And we are just waiting on a few seconds here, maybe about a minute or so, for our host, Dusty the Game Hopper, to come and join us today as we get ready to prepare. Actually, it looks like he might already be in here. There he is. He's dragging himself down. I already hear him there, sneaking his way in.
Oh, all right. Let me get all this goodies set up and going here.
Yes, sir. Before we get started here tonight, guys, and as me and Hopper are getting everything configured, I do just want to take a second to say Merry Christmas, everybody. It's been a wonderful year. We are right on the tail end of it, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who has participated in the podcast, in our communities. All the growth that we've seen has been absolutely amazing this year. So again, for all of our new subscribers, for those of you that watch these videos on the YouTube channel or through Anchor as a secondary thing, or if you come and watch us live, be sure to check out our Discords. We both have Patreon accounts as well, where we've connecting with our communities directly. You get early release of videos, early content, and things like that. Be sure to check those out whenever you can. I see Dusty is getting his camera ready here. Let me get.
Oh, it should be rocking and rolling.
Yep, I see you
live.
I see
in color.
I see you on there.
I don't see you yet, though.
Yeah, green.
Oh, yeah.
I need
not
to
make that mistake again.
Yeah.
You and your dang alpha key, man.
Hey, it works. It works.
It's like you chose it specifically to fight my branding colors, you know?
I did not. Not. Don't blame me.
Purple or blue better?
Either one. It doesn't matter.
Pinkish. We'll get away. That's fine.
Start.
That'll do.
Which one is it? I got it. That's right. I got to turn it on first.
There's no podcast tag, is there for
what?
Streaming tags? For stream tags.
What do you mean?
Like obviously category, but like the stream tags. You know, like first playthrough, casual playthrough, AMA, blah blah blah.
It's like open discussions or something like that. Yeah. There is something in there.
No, you're making all those things up. None of those are real.
Then I'm making things up. Then I'm really good at making things up.
What was my other thing?
Oh.
Do beginner players. Do that one. That one sounds good.
Beginner players.
Oh!
Okay.
Right.
Hop's feet are like disappearing.
My feet?
No.
Oh, his feet. Yeah, that'll happen.
Okay.
It's okay.
All right.
Yeah, I can move it for you if it's a problem, but
it's not gonna be a problem. It's not gonna be a problem.
Let me pull up the YouTube so I have both chats rocking and rolling.
There we go. Now we're into it.
We're into efficient, you know.
Trying to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just see you.
It'll transition in a second. Okay. I just transitioned the screen. Yep.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking
right
tonight?
Now we got water. Right now we got some water as we get we're gonna get a couple rounds of water in before we do anything else, right?
All right.
While we're getting started, how's your week been so far? We got the Patriots shirt on. Did they win this past week?
No, of course not. We suck. It's just not our year. I mean, it's already Bills clinched the division. Patriots can't win, but I don't think we're out of the playoffs necessarily. But I've been a bad fan. I've been a bad fan this year. So if anybody out there is a Pats fan, you want anybody to blame for our season, blame me. I usually watch the games religiously. I haven't this year. I have no excuse. I need to be better. I've let you all down, and I'm sorry. The holidays, man. Birthday right around the corner. I'm getting old. I can feel the hairs graying every single day. But just living the Florida life, you know? Like, it's weird because it doesn't feel like Christmas to begin with because it's so nice weather-wise. But usually, you know, you're going out places and they're decorated. But you don't get that with the pandemic. So it just feels even less like the holidays. So it's a little bit of a bummer, but
that's been the weirdest thing about the holidays. I think my mother-in-law actually sent me a picture today, and they were getting snow on the ground, and I'm like, wait, what? What is going on? Like, this doesn't make any sense to me right now. You gotta wait. Like, I'm not in. Not that I'm not in the Christmas spirit, but it's not. Yeah. Like, you're totally right. Like, the biggest thing is you go to stores, you go to, like, we have Disney Springs, right? Downtown Disney, whatever.
Exactly.
We have all these different areas.
All that kind of stuff.
You have all these different areas that are set up for the holidays, and you get immersed in the holiday experience. And sitting at home, that immersion is lost, right?
Yeah,
so being in Florida and not being able to experience the cold makes you really lose the immersion experience, right? Because you don't even get that part of it.
Yeah.
Can't even
It's just another month.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna bring the Christmas spirit next week when Santa Hop comes to town.
There you go.
I do. We're drinking. Apparently, it's a Stone's thing now. They're like printing their cans upside down.
Oh.
It's This is the Exco Vesa, which is inspired by a Mexican hot chocolate. It's an 8.1 stout, chocolate stout, coffee, pasilla peppers, vanilla, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Sounds wild.
That sounds like the ingredients
wild.
the ingredients don't sound amazing, but we'll
I looked what the can was doing on your green screen.
Yeah, half the letters were disappearing. Yeah, I see that.
Ooh, it smells wonderful.
Huh?
Stone. Obviously, they really don't disappoint. There's nothing I've ever had that was
I was gonna say I don't think I've had a bad beer from Stone Brewing yet. So I do gotta give them credit for that.
Ooh, that is festive in so many good ways. And even for a stout, it doesn't seem super heavy.
It's not
That's
that
good.
It's not that real thick.
That's good. That's real clean. For an 8.1, it doesn't taste like an 8.1. Oh, it's got the nice like nutmeggy finish to it too. I'm a fan. All right. Mexican hot chocolate, sign me up. Stone Exco Besa. How about you, man? How's your life been?
Everything's been good so far. Yeah, we're drilling in, finishing out. Like I said, we've got 2 weeks off starting Friday. So really trying to figure out, what exactly we're going to be doing with it, but it should be a fun experience. I'm hoping. We've already had to cancel one holiday trip because of everything going on. So we're hoping we don't have to cancel the other one and we actually get to go visit family and stuff, but keeping our eye out.
If not, you guys get to staycation, spend some time with each other and enjoy the holidays at home.
Play lots of games. Wait, what?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Spend the time. Kids at home. They're on the couch. You're in your room. It's perfect.
Yeah, there you go. Speaking of kids. Talk about the big drama. We've got two exciting. For those of you that are just joining us tonight, we have two exciting drama experiences going on right now. Both related to Twitch again this week. One related to pro gaming circuit, or the wannabe pro gaming circuit, and the other related to the Twitch community in general. And once again, I do just want to remind everybody, please, if you have the opportunity, we have lots of communication going on for these podcasts and discussions. If you guys have any post-cast questions, Discord is a great place to drop those things. If you have anything that you want to ask us, pre-cast questions or anything like that, right? All that kind of stuff. Links to both of our Discords will be down in the description of all videos and all media that we have. So please be sure to check us out there. That way we can communicate with you guys directly during the off sessions and be able to provide you guys with the most information you guys are looking for. Now. Rowdy.
All right.
Rowdy Rogan.
Yep, that's the one.
He's the hot topic kid right now.
Yeah, the I don't know, phase in the making. I'm not really sure. I guess there's some challenge out there that he's participating in.
Yeah, so everybody, and again, I haven't seen anything directly published by FaZe. Okay, so I haven't seen anything directly published by them, but everybody's saying that he was being scouted by FaZe.
Okay.
Right, so I don't know necessarily if this venture was him doing something because he was being groomed by FaZe, or like almost like a college hazing experience where like, okay, you've made the first cut, now you're with a group that has to do something in order to show your value to the fraternity. Right. I don't know if it was that experience or if it was just like a, hey, notice me. They sent out a random tweet challenge and they said, hey, notice me. I don't know what the actual details are of this.
Well, I know there was something that was supposedly attempted to be accomplished with said.
Sure.
Video.
Yeah. I know the challenge
was up when it's relevant. Yeah.
I know the challenge was issued by them. Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So for those that are just listening in and haven't heard anything about it, or you haven't been attached to streamer Twitter or culture at all, then you would likely like to know that look up a video published by Rowdy Rogan last week. Was it? It was late last week.
Yeah. Thursday last week.
Thursday of last week.
I believe so.
Rowdy Rogan is a 6-year-old Call of Duty player, and him and his dad created a video. They apparently they streamed together. Him and his dad created a video about his account getting banned, and I shouldn't even say streaming Twitter. I should gamer Twitter.
Yeah.
Absolutely blew up and exploded all over Activision's face about this.
Oh yeah.
It was absolutely insane.
Support, asking why, in an uproar, sending horrible things to Activision, which we can get into that.
No, let's start there, and then we can touch into it.
It's never okay to threaten anybody online. There's nothing really worth going that far, company or not. Like, I hate when people are hidden behind keyboards and stuff like that. They're sitting here dropping "kill yourselves" and "go do this, go do that," and it's some horrible shit. Like, I don't think anybody would say these things in real life. So why do it online? It's not any different, really. It's not.
It's really, really interesting, and I'm right there with you in that topic or that part of the discussion. I'm right there with you to say that, like, we're gonna boycott or we're gonna threaten to not do something, or it doesn't matter how much we really, really like your content or really, really like your game. If there's one piece of anything that we disagree with, we're gonna become the mob mentality and just try to destroy you in an instant. Right. And that's culture. It is. We've talked about cancel culture in the past, and that's been a huge problem, right? The cancel culture issue. And I don't know, like it becomes such a weird situation, especially when it comes to this, right? Mm-hmm. It was 100%. The weirdest thing getting involved in some of these, because I got involved. I was like, I saw what was going on, and I was like, I gotta say something. This is something that we've talked about. We had that minors conversation like 3 or 4 months ago. How I feel about minors streaming and minors, creating YouTube content and gaming and et cetera, right? Like, I know there's a place for games for kids. I grew up playing video games, but I think today there's so much. There's too much relaxed. It's too relaxed when it comes to kids playing video games that are beyond their level. That are way beyond their level or way beyond what they should be experiencing, right? So I got involved with this, and I looked up. Because people were saying this shouldn't happen. Terms of service is garbage. Blah 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 blah. He should be allowed to do it with parents' permission. It's up to the parents, et cetera, right? And so I went into Activision's terms of service, and I actually read the freaking document because good for me. Good for me, right? And it clearly states, and there is a difference, and a lot of people were comparing it to Fortnite, and that's why I read both of them, because Activision's terms of service for Call of Duty Warzone says you must be 13 years or older to play this game. Yeah.
And even then, it's recommended with adult consent or supervision, right?
Yes, exactly. Fortnite, for clarification, Fortnite says under 13 requires adult supervision. So there is a difference, right? There is a difference between the two. And that's one of the things that a lot of people were saying, this same thing as Fortnite. Why don't these kids get in trouble, blah, 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 whatever. It's a difference in the terms of service. So there is a clear guideline there, or clear standing, that this is factual, and this kid should not even be able to play it, or should not be allowed to play this game. Not able. Right? Yeah. And if you want to do it off stream, you want to be a parent that lets your kid do that, do it off stream, and let him do that, and let him do his own thing.
Yeah, you don't need to share it with the world, because obviously even him creating his account was breaking said terms of service. Even just from the get go.
Right. Even creating the account,
he lied about his birthday, whatever it was.
Right. Exactly.
It's clearly not 13.
Exactly.
And that's hiding in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, and he would sit on stream with the kid, like so the Twitch side, right? I'm gonna stay. So that was the Activision side. The Twitch side, I can kind of, kind of play around that, because technically his dad was sitting reading chat, and the camera was kind of positioned to where it would see him and his dad. And so the kid was just playing the game, right? The kid was just playing the game, and the dad was kind of managing
so the kid
stream
doesn't have chat
side.
Access.
Right. So the dad's managing the stream side, which I can kind of get around. It's the same kind of concept when parents leverage kids to do YouTube content, right? Like,
Yeah.
technically the parent owns the channel, even though the kid does almost every video, right?
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I mean, the star.
that's kind of the really gray area, kind of thing. Like at what point in time does it child labor law come into play or something like that, right? Like, where does that kind of fall in? But so the Twitch side, I'm not going to touch on that because realistically, he was okay there, right? I mean, technically, it was dad's account.
That's not our problem with it, really. Yeah, it's the Twitch stuff. And again, too, if you're not giving the kid access to the chat, to me, that's the biggest thing, because that's where you're young, impressionable, and let's be real, we've been as content creators, we've seen plenty of horrible things said in our chat or other creators' chats that at that age could really mess with you, change things, or just not be good in general. So the fact that he didn't have eyes on that is good in my eyes. At least I'm happy about that.
So yeah, it's just an interesting thing. And, now, right, we said gamer Twitter or COD Twitter or whatever you want to call it, right? His community, his supporters, and people all over speaking out about this, about how Activision's terrible, everything. And, well, either one side or the other, right? Because I was speaking out saying that Activision did the right thing if they found out, right?
Yeah.
But everybody's speaking out about this and tons of people going against it. And just to come and find out that it was all a hoax.
Yep. Set up, not real. Activision 2 is apparently in on it.
Activision was in on it?
Yeah, I don't know if it was in on it as far as like they sent out a ban and then just unbanned them right after, or I don't know if it was, if dad just had a JPEG scene clipped of you've been banned type of scenario, put it up there or what, but apparently Activision was in on it. That's what I remember reading. The father said, so they said like they had apologized to them for any of the hate mail they may have received, but it was all a joke, guys. Laugh it off.
So that
horrible joke.
That changes. Honestly, I didn't know Activision was in on it. That kind of changes my mentality entirely on this conversation. Slightly. I mean, because of the point where I was just going to say, like, in my opinion, I think Activision should, if they hadn't been on it, I would have been the guy running the COD accounts, and I would have been like, ban you now. Now, if you weren't, you are now, right? You try to bring all that negative heat onto me in the beginning, you're going to get it right back on you now. And how do they allow that? How do they knowingly? So here's the thing. How do they knowingly allow that and then turn around and not even care after all the negative, or after all the publicity that came about it?
Yeah. Trying to confirm whether or not I'm right on my statement. I might be wrong about that, but and even like the fact that it's their own terms of service, which does, if they're in on it, I don't know if it makes it worse on Activision and Rowdy Rogan's part, but
that would make it.
I can't find anything to confirm where I got that.
That would make it so. To me, that would make it substantially worse for Activision, because that just basically says anything you say on your terms of service, we don't care about.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right.
And so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing that we have to understand as content creators. Terms of service matter, right? Like as we keep 100%. going through this, and every time somebody pushes it and pushes it and pushes it, this is the same thing we're coming down to with DMCA stuff. These are not new things. These are laws that have existed or agreements that have existed, and people continue to just let them slide and let them slide. And they're like, oh, well, in the time right now, they're giving us publicity, or they're giving us money, or they're giving us something. So we're going to let the law slide. But then as soon as it's not favorable, you have to reel it in, and then everybody goes, what's going on? Why are you all of a sudden doing it now? I've had my account for 10 years. You've totally let me do it. You knew about it. All this other kind of stuff. And these companies need to set standards for themselves, and content creators need to know where they are and aren't allowed to stand.
100%. And it's funny because, a lot of people will get upset when something happens and it might not happen right away, which I think it does fall on us, the gamers, sometimes, because nobody reads the terms of service for these things. We're unaware of a lot of the rules that exist, so when they finally get enforced, we're like, whoa, why now? But it's like, let's be real. What you were doing, if it's against the terms of service, it could have happened a long time ago. So enjoy the time you got on the game or whatever it was. But it's, I agree that it's like everything else out there. You know, when you get into these gray areas, you got to either enforce it across the board or not. And if you're not going to enforce it, take it out of the terms of service. So at the end of the day, we can't point to it and say, well, this person's clearly not doing this. Why aren't you doing anything? And your response can't be, oh, well, we don't really, that's not really, shouldn't be in there anymore. Take it out then.
Right. Either stand by it or make the document simpler for people to read. When it's 10,000, you're totally right. People don't read it because I would say majority of people, when they read the first sentence, it's got like this agreement between the user and the company and blah, 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 and organization is Activision, blah, blah. It's written for lawyers to read it, right? And
100%.
I get that. I totally understand the intention of that because you need to have all your T's crossed, all your I's dotted. You need to have all the legal stuff taken care of because if you ever go to court, the lawyers need to be able to stand their ground. But at the same time, you need to have something simple enough. Like, here's bullet 1 through 10. Don't be an idiot. Don't be stupid. Don't call people names. Don't be a bully. Okay, yeah, I got it. If I do any of these, I get kicked off the game. Be 13 plus. Be whatever, right? Like, have a simple set. Yeah, it's something that's much simpler for people to look at. That we'll call it layman's terms, right? I don't know if we're allowed to use that word anymore based on everything else that's going on. But we're gonna call it layman's terms for the time being and say that like just an understanding of what you really. What you're really trying to say. Say it in words that I understand. Otherwise, you end up in a situation where people argue with you, and they're not arguing with you out of the sake of arguing. They're arguing out of the sake of ignorance, right? And it's not their own fault.
Yeah, no, not at all.
You take a common individual. Me being one, you're totally right. The terms of service. I mean, I have had to read contracts day in and day out professionally for work. I don't want to go home to play a game and read a contract before I agree to play the game. Like, I don't want to do that. And I don't want to make it an opportunity. I don't want to make it a thing that I have to do.
Yeah. No, and they're so wordy. You're right. Like, if there was, it's the internet, it's the digital age. There should be a TLDR for the end user license agreement or the terms of service for things. Like, come on. Get with the program. Get a little Reddit post up with your terms of service, and we can just peek at the TLDR and know what we're supposed to do and not supposed to do.
We needed to. Right. We needed to. We're gonna make a TOS, and then right underneath there's gonna be a link for TLDR, right?
Exactly. It needs to exist. I mean, why not?
You'd have to put it in the beginning because people wouldn't even scroll to the bottom to read the TLDR for that.
Unless there was, the accept button doesn't highlight till you hit the bottom of the page scenario.
There you go. There you go.
Because how many of us have done that? Scroll wheel, boop, 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 click accept, finish installing. Yeah. Whatever it is.
Yeah, but then people assume that, oh, I read it. That's how companies get you. They're like, no, you looked at the whole, you may not have read it, but you looked at the entire document, right?
Yes, indeed.
So anyways, I'm in a strong stance here. I am in a strong stance.
I can confirm now Activision was not in on it.
Activision was not in on it. Okay.
They were also a victim here. I'm taking this from PC Gamer. They're a trusted source in my opinion. So I was mistaken when I thought that I heard that they were in on it.
So I am going to take a stance now that I 100% support 100%. Activision going and banning Rowdy Rogan from any Call of Duty in the foreseeable future until he reaches the age of 13.
The next 7 years.
There you go.
I'm right behind you. Like,
Fortnite did it. Fortnite actually did it.
Yeah.
I forget what the player's name is. There was some kid that was playing Fortnite and he got in trouble. Oh, he tried to play in the Fortnite World Cup and he actually did decent. I think he did decent enough to place.
Oh, okay.
And he lied about his age. He lied about his age and he got banned afterwards.
Yeah.
And he's not allowed to play. You're not allowed to play in the Fortnite World Cup until you're 13 anyway. So he got banned until he's 13. And I was like, well, that's kind of a blah, right? But at least now they're like, now we know who you are.
Yeah. No, yeah. You got to put the foot down. And again, I'm not against these parents hopping on Twitch, streaming with their kid, doing content and stuff like that. It's just you have to do a game that he's allowed to play. And according to Activision's terms of service, I'm 100% behind Q. His account should be banned. He shouldn't be allowed to make any new ones. His dad can play all he wants, but the son's got to wait till he hits the required age stated in the terms of service right there.
Yeah, I mean, I've streamed early on. I used to stream with Riley when I would stream during the day. I would stream once a month. I would stream on Saturday or Sunday with Riley, and we would play like Legos, or like we'd play like Lego Marvel or Lego, it's like a Lego game, something that we could get behind, that was enjoyable to play. It was fun. It was kind of silly, but it was enjoyable that he could enjoy. It was something his level, right? He was 9, 8 years old, but it's still, connects with him, right? And that's his age group. Minecraft would be another one. Like if you want to go on and play Minecraft with your son, go do it, right? Like no problem. I have no issues with that. But don't take it into a T game. Don't take it into a mature game. Like this steps into that whole separate category of the ESRB exists for a reason, right? Like it's not this organization. It's not this organization that somebody just made up because they wanted to charge fines or fees or anything like that, right? Like I don't think, to my understanding, I don't believe it costs anything to have a game rated. I think it's an independent service or organization that does this. So they do it in order to make it safe content for the people that are trying to watch it or consume it.
Yeah, and I'm not sitting here trying to say that people need to shelter their kids, and keep them away from everything they can. But you do got to preserve their innocence as long as you can, and putting a controller in a kid's hands and having him play a game where he's mowing down other people and there's death comms where they're dropping F-bombs and stuff like that. I don't think that's the right place to start. I myself am not a parent, so I can't say that my opinion holds a lot of weight. There's a lot of other wonderful games out there that you can play that can be just as much a growing experience and fun for the kid as well. That Call of Duty's not the top of the list there, at least not till he's old enough.
Right. Yeah. Take him again. Just like I said, take him to a game that he can play at his level. That's all we ask. Yep. Right. Like,
I'm not sitting here claiming we're making murderers and crazy people by exposing them to violence at an early age. It's just doesn't need to happen. Like, why? Of all the games, there's a lot of other things you could have picked. Obviously, the dad probably played. The kid came in someday and said, "Oh, that looks like fun. Can I play?" And again, and if you want to do it, and you're like you said, you're playing not online, things like that. That's fine, but the content creation, obviously, I guess I shouldn't really say that's fine. They should ban the account. You shouldn't be able to play if you're not old enough, and you get caught by really showing it online to people. So walk that back real fast.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be letting this kid play that game behind closed doors or not. Just find something else.
So we're coming up on.
Just got to play another game, man.
Yeah.
Call of Duty shouldn't be it. Activision, if you want to ban them, you have our full support. 100%. Got your back.
So coming up on 25 minutes on this topic, I want to keep it a little brief so we can touch on our next one.
I like touching topics.
You like touching topics? Ooh, that just sounds wrong. Sounds wrong. You got to remember that's just coming over audio waves, man. They can't see your sarcasm.
You can hear it though. I can hear it. I don't know if they can. I can hear it.
So the second thing kind of falls right in line with what I touched on. So we had last week. Last week we made a discussion. Pretty much the entire cast was discussed about the blind playthrough being removed and the changes in hate speech, the code of conduct and harassment policies on Twitch having a substantial change over starting in mid-January of next year, right? It's like January 16th or some kind of random. It was a random date in next month. What was it?
22nd.
January 22nd, 2021 is when the new policies go into effect. Today, Twitch hosted a town hall, and you actually watched some of it.
Yeah, not all of it. I was there for a bit.
Yeah,
But,
and so what you were able to participate in, or what you were able, I didn't watch any of it. So the parts that can you give me a rundown of what you were actually able to watch today, and what part of that was actually?
Honestly, unfortunately, I missed the code of conduct aspect. I caught the back ends of talking more about mid-roll versus pre-roll ads, and oh god, the other topic I'm forgetting now. I'm gonna blank. It'll come back to me in a second. But it was a lot of this advertisement and monetization for streamers that I caught.
Okay, so let's touch on advertising first, because we had a lightly healthy discussion about that too, and it was kind of like I'm in the sense now, like we've had discussions about advertising here on the cast before, and it's really interesting how this keeps coming up and keeps coming up and keeps coming up, and people keep complaining about it. When you made the point earlier today offline with me that Twitch probably has the least amount of the least amount of mandatory, the least amount of mandatory advertising out of any platform ever.
Yeah, like the percentage per hour that's actually pushed out is probably one of the lowest among any video streaming service out there, be it, YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, all those things.
You're talking about...
we've all watched YouTube videos and Hulu and Netflix, and you get ads, pretty consistently every 15 minutes or so.
You're talking about like... On YouTube right now, at least me, again, we've talked about the whole YouTube premium versus regular, whatever. So like for me, not having premium, every time, like if I say, hey G, play music, every other song I get a commercial. It's every other song. And it's just become so accustomed to me that I don't even notice it. Like it's 10 times worse than listening to the radio. It's 10 times worse than listen. I can listen to the radio and get one commercial every hour, whereas here I get it every 6 minutes when you think about it. But you can go into a stream, get a pre-roll ad, right? You can go into a stream, get a pre-roll ad, and not have to watch another advertisement for 4 hours. Unless that creator, unless the person streaming hits the advertisement button and you're not subscribed to the channel. You could be subscribed to that channel and never see an advertisement.
Yeah, no, that's God forbid,
What
one
other
4 hours of content? That's tough.
What other platform enforces that little amount of advertising for free viewing?
None that I know of. But yeah, it's people. We like to pick whatever we can and complain about it in any way, shape, or form. Which I can slightly, again, the pre-roll versus mid-roll. Obviously, this is the big topic. People are very anti-mid-roll. Honestly, though, I'm all aboard. Just again with some of the stuff I was watching a little bit today. One of the big stats that I saw that kind of struck home with me is mid-roll ads. People watching those are 5 times more likely to stick around and continue taking in your content compared to pre-roll, and that's a massive number for small streamers like us in our earlier days. 5 times more likely to hang out. That's big. When
that's
on
absolutely
average maybe 15 to 20 people are coming through, that's that's 4 people sticking around, or all 20. Like that's a massive difference.
Yeah, that's literally like 25% of, and in a stage, that's 25% of your viewership. Like, yeah. I mean, it's really, really, really interesting, and I'm totally in agreement with you. I can tell you right now, if I go to Facebook, right, and I try to watch a video on Facebook today, right?
Yep.
And if an advertisement plays as soon as I get that Facebook video, nope, I scroll right past it and I don't even look at it. But if I'm halfway through it and I get an advertisement and I'm waiting for the climax of the video, I'm going to wait, right? Like I'm going to wait that 60 seconds and be like, I got to see the end of it because it caught my attention. If I've already watched it long enough to get the advertisement, it's already got my attention. I'm going to finish it.
It's sucked you in. It's had it's been able to make an impression on you.
Right.
Because again, it's all about eyes on your content. A pre-roll is preventing that initial eyes, whatever, on your content. Where mid-roll, the moment they click on your stream, they are seeing you, they are taking you in, and they are making their judgment, whether or not this is a channel I'm going to stick around in. And, sometimes that 60 seconds, whatever it may be, that pre-roll goes, you can make a fan that fast. It happens. That's why I'm all aboard mid rolls. Taking control of them yourself. I know people worry about, I might miss the big moment. And if the streamer's on top of it and, they go to the bathroom, they run it then, there's a lull while game's loading, whatever it may be, you're never going to miss the good stuff if they're doing it in the right way.
Yeah, and you have to remember, again, mid-roll ads, these would only apply to people that are not subscribed to your channel. Remember, advertisements only apply to people that are not subscribed to your channel. And that's always a claim that I've heard so many times in the past. Is like, oh, well, a mid-roll, I could miss, just like you said, I could miss the big boss fight, or I could miss this, I could miss this epic thing going on. If you care that much about seeing what that creator is going to do at the end of the game or in the middle of the game or whatever, you're going to be subscribed to his channel. If you want to support that creator and you care that much, if you do it that much and you're worried about it, support that creator, right? Like, just do it.
Yeah.
If you don't want the advertisement, support him. It's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, that's another one. No other platform. Now, this is kind of a different topic, I guess, because I would say 24/7 availability. I guess. No, well, I mean, I was going to say like Netflix is what now? Netflix is almost $15 a month for a basic streaming package.
Is that what it's up to?
It's getting
12,
up there.
13, 14? I don't even know. I just pay it.
I do too. I just pay it. It's one of those things where I just pay it every month. It could be 18 now, actually. Now, I know it just went up again. It just went up again. So. Yeah.
And I know there's the difference between like the shared plan, not shared plan, and things like that.
So. But I was going to say, because Netflix has content that's available 24/7, right? So you can watch that at any point in time of day. And they do have advertising, like they have commercials playing like when you're just scrolling through episodes. They have trailers and things like that playing as you're just scrolling through, but they don't actually play commercials in your content. So that's kind of not a pre-roll setup. That's a little bit different way of advertising. But I would say that there's content available 24/7. So I will say the difference is when you subscribe to a creator, you're basically paying per minute that he's live. Because when they're not live, you're not getting anything out of that subscription.
True.
So I almost went as far as to say like $5 a month is less than you're paying for your Netflix account. Yeah, but you're probably watching that stream, depending on who you're subscribed to, right? If you're subscribed to, Nick Merckx, who streams 8 hours a day every day, then, you're getting your $5 worth for sure.
Heck yeah, you are.
If you're getting, a small piece, right? Or if you're getting a smaller streamer who streams 4 hours a day or 4 hours a day, 3 times a week, basically you're basically paying $5 for 12, 24, 48. You're basically paying 48 hours worth of streaming, 48 hours worth of content, and you have to be there at their availability, not yours.
Right. And it's a nice like added bonus of being a subscriber as far as not getting that ad content that you're not paying extra for. Because there's a service like Hulu where you can have your base subscription where you get the ads, but then you also have the ability to pay extra
to not get advertising. Yeah.
Twitch, it's one thing. I'm sure Twitch, if they wanted to, back in time, they could have done, $5 standard subscription, $6.50, you don't get the ads, and they would have pocketed the extra money themselves. But no, it's, the one fee, and you don't have to worry about pre-roll, mid-roll, end roll, sushi roll, none of them.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be, so that's, and again, another thing we talked about, like I'm all in support. I'm all in support of mid-roll advertising. Me too. With the exception, and I actually like the way Twitch does it today. Pre-rolls, unless you run a mid-roll, right? I like the way they do that. Yeah. Pre-roll, unless you run a mid-roll, but I think they need to make the difference a little bit better, because right now it's every 20 minutes of stream, you have to run 60 seconds of advertising. So that's
3 minutes on the hour.
Yeah, 3 minutes on the hour, but that's 5% of your time online.
Yeah.
Right? That's 5% of your time live has to be advertising. And that's a little much, I would say. I mean, it's not in terms of, but if every 20 minutes you're running a 60-second ad, people are going to just get frustrated with you because you're not even able to fit it like Apex. You can't even play one round of Apex in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing COD, any of those, right? Yeah, sometimes you'll get in and get to the next one right away, right? Like sometimes you'll drop immediately, get in the next round or whatever. But if you had to run something like that, or if you had to run, I can tell you right now, nobody's going to hang around for a 3 to 5 minute advertisement. Like that doesn't make sense. Yeah. I'm surprised we even have the capability to do it. I don't understand the value in it.
I mean, the big streamers get away with it, and they probably pocket like $700 from that 5-minute ad that they run.
Well, I
So
told you,
it's probably great.
I've told you in the past, Tim with football, he runs. It's the agreement that he has with Twitch. He runs advertisements during the commercial slots that are played on Prime TV.
Which, smart,
So he gets his mid rolls all the time. Basically, every time football goes to TV timeout or whatever, he gets mid roll advertisement through that. But that's an agreement that he has with NFL and Amazon and all that, whatever, right?
Yeah,
all of its.
Amazon has their deals for Thursday Night Football or whatever it is, and it's got to be nice. Have you seen the new bit voting mid rolls that they were testing?
No, I haven't seen that.
I think I was watching Trainwrecks TV the other night, and it's actually like you can. I forget how long the ad was. He popped something up. It was like a 60-second ad, and then right afterwards there's a poll, and it was the question that popped up was what's the main reason you get into gaming? And it was like 4 options, and everybody voting. Each one was like 20 bits towards the creator, and in that moment he got like 3,000 votes and pocketed like $75 in bits from like that one quick little
that's interesting
ad.
And see,
yeah,
I think so. That's an applicable way to make viewer engagement valuable for advertising.
Yeah, I mean, I like that better than just a mid-roll that might not have anything to do with your content or whatever it may be.
Sure.
I don't know if you get to choose the ad with that, how that works, but then at least ask some sort of question that's relevant in any aspect of gaming, whatever it may be. It's going to be something simple. But I like that they're testing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so I will say that Twitch is getting to some point in the advertising, and they're trying. So I will say that it seems like with advertising, they're at least listening to the community, and they're trying to find the right solution. They understand that what they have isn't necessarily the best, and they're trying to do something to make it better. I can totally understand where that's coming from, and I can totally see their reasoning for that. And it seems like they're trying to engage with content creators and viewers to come up with the right answer.
Yeah, it's good to know your audience. And I feel like, again, Twitch isn't 100% there, but they're working on it.
Right. So the next piece that I did gather, we may not have watched this, and I haven't dived. Dove?
This is a very common thing that I hate.
Doven?
I think it's dived, but I hate it, and I say dove.
Yeah, I haven't dived. I hate saying that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't drilled down into the details.
That works too.
I haven't drilled down into the details of the instance for this, but I've seen, again, streamer Twitter's already freaking out based on the town hall today about the harassment policy changing and the bullying policy changing. So some of the other things that came out today is now apparently, and I can get behind some of this and I can not get behind some of this. The term simp.
Oh, is that getting banned?
Simp, virgin, and there was another big term that they called out directly, like these 3 terms. Virgin was one of them. There was another one, and poor Mary, right? And there was another one that I want to find it. Simp incel. I don't know what an incel is.
That's like terrorist slang, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it really? Okay, so,
yeah, I think so.
And virgin, when used, Twitch bans those terms when used as an insult. They're banning any emote that has that tag listed in it.
No, involuntary celibate. That's an incel.
Involuntary celibate. Oh, somebody who can't get a girl. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
That's me. Damn, man.
So these are things that, it's another one of these things where I feel like Twitch is engaging in something that, like the term virgin as an insult, has this really been a problem on a global perspective?
I mean, my thing is, where does it stop after a while too? Like, I don't know. I mean, us older gentlemen like you and myself, we've heard that term thrown around, probably since we were kids. And, sure, it's a playground insult here and there. It gets harsher as you get a little bit older, but it's one of many that you can't start sitting here and just making some never-ending list of like, oh, this word offended somebody. We gotta get rid of it. And I don't think it's some globally frowned upon thing. That's definitely feels something that's much more U.S. centric. If I had to make an assumption.
So here's gonna be my statement. Any word used in a bullying manner becomes a bad word, right? Like anything that's used to negatively impact somebody else. Hold on. I'm gonna get my brain on this one.
Get it.
Any words that are used in a negative way become hurtful. So just creating a list of words does not change the fact that people are mean and angry and bad people. You can't go through the process and say that the word virgin then becomes, you can't use it across the board because it's an insult, right? Leave it up, in my opinion, leave that up to the content creators. And this comes into my whole idea of global impact versus micromanaging people, right? You can't micromanage people because you know what's going to happen? We're going to come up with another word that means the same insult. We're going to make a new word.
Yeah.
And it's going to mean just as well. The only reason those words are considered insults today is because we've turned them into that, right? They didn't originally mean that. So
I mean, simp wasn't even a word like 5 years ago.
Exactly.
It was created and made an insult. And, again, sure, we can ban it and it'll be something else in 6 months.
So simp, I would say simp is probably a direct correlation. At least I never heard it until it came to streamer culture. I had never knew what that word was until it showed up like a year and a half ago in my brain, right? I never knew what it was until I started streaming and somebody told me what it meant.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So all that's going to happen is you're just going to take the word simp and you're going to make it PIMP, right? Okay. Or BI. We're going to make it BIMP. It's going to be a BIMP now. I don't know. I'm just making something up, but.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. When I first heard it, it was one of those unfortunate, like, man, I must be getting old. Like, I don't know what this new slang term is, but I'm just going to go along with it and try to start using it properly. It's probably like a couple months before I found out what it actually meant.
And you're like, wow, I don't want to be associated with that.
Yeah, right. I'm going to stop using that in my... It's not a cool word to say.
Yeah, that's like incel. That's literally an acronym of words smashed together. All they're going to do is change it.
I can't say I've ever seen or heard somebody use that term ever.
Now it has, and I guess that kind of pushes me back a little more. I have never been in a channel where outside of trolls. Yeah. Where a community has directly been berating a content creator or a content creator has been directly berating their community, their chat.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen that go the either way. So unless like a raid occurs or two streamers are talking and the chats are just yelling at each other or whatever it is, right? Like I can't see at any point in time that directly insulting somebody benefits you in any way from that kind of aspect or content, right?
Yeah, no, not one bit.
So how can we assume? And granted, we talked about this last week too. I think we're too innocent. Not innocent isn't even the word I'm looking for, but we're too like.
I think we're just good people.
Well, maybe that's what it is. Like we just don't think in negative ways like that to make it seem
we
like
look for the best people. We don't assume the worst. So we kind of become blind or ignorant to some of the horrible stuff that goes around. Which, like, I mean, I'm aware of it, but it still astounds me when I see it happen.
Yeah, I can't get behind it. I can't get behind the idea that we would directly go into somebody's chat and do this. Like, I can't. And that's. I don't understand.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Groups and groups of people, like, and it's something fun in their minds. It's just dude. Again, the internet never ceases to amaze you in good ways and lots of horrible ones. And it's like everything, right? Every great idea you have, it's like, man, this would be amazing, but we also have to think of what's the worst possible thing that could be done with this, because obviously you're going to get both sides of the coin. So maybe we don't invent said thing that could shoot lasers because sure, it could save the planet from meteorites, but it could also blow up people's countries. So
yeah. So I will say this.
Yeah.
Twitch, viewers, Twitter, everybody out there that has something to do in the digital age, be nice. Stop being mean to each other. Just be nice. Like, it's not that hard.
It's shockingly easy.
It's not that hard. If somebody calls you a bad name, just say, I love you too. And, well, no, that might be considered harassment. I don't know. I might want to get out of that one.
But I mean, you'll make more friends. Everybody will be a lot nicer to you in return. Like, it's just think of the world we could have. You know, if we were just saying nice things instead of this horrible crap and making up words to try to make people feel bad. Let's think of, when's the last time a word was made up that was like a good one, you know? Like,
I have no cool. That's so like
so cool.
that's all I got.
Is bae a term of endearment? I don't even know what it means. I just know it's like you call like your significant other that. So I feel like it's a good thing.
It's like it's like babe. It's like babe, but they decided they were so lazy they couldn't say the extra B.
Is that what it comes from?
That's
a feels good word. I feel like bae. That's recent, right? Like the last 10 years?
Maybe.
Other than that, I got nothing. Like, here we are making up simp. So simp, incel, and virgin are being banned terms.
So I believe there's more on that list, but like this is on like top trending for my technology news on Twitter right now. Like that's a top trending topic right now. Like that's how bad this is.
Gotta know. Gotta be on the up and up. We gotta go in and add them to our banned word list, you know?
Yeah.
Can't have people coming in and saying that.
So we're rolling into, I mean, I like I said, just be nice, people. Stop being mean. Stop it. Just don't. What
do you refer to yourself for the poor people that haven't, you know, had intercourse? You know, what do you call yourself if you're not able to say that you're a virgin? We're gonna have to come up with something else.
I mean, I guess so. And it says you're still allowed to use it, just not in an insulting manner.
No. I mean, yeah. If that's the wording too, then that's anything. That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like,
biggest statement in the world.
Why pick out those words?
Use words in a mean way.
Why pick out those words specifically? Right? I do think that there was an emote culture there. There was a simp emote culture at one point in time. So I think that's a big thing that's been kind of cut out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for the whole use words nicely, don't use them in mean ways. I feel like that shouldn't be something we need to be telling people. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's the case, but
so
God forbid.
Yeah. So we're rolling into our last 10 minutes of the week. We want to stay on time, want to stay on topic this week. And I do want to one more time just say thank you to our wonderful communities, Hopper, yours for coming in and doing everything they have and supporting us this year. Mine as well. Again, for those of you that are watching post, please check out the Discord. It's so much fun to connect with you guys on a personal level outside of these casts, outside of these streams. It makes the world to me to be able to meet you, talk more about, you know, these kind of topics that we talk about here on the podcast or other things. I'd love to play games with all of you. Not mentally, but directly, you know, like video games. I'd love to play video games with all of you and have some fun and connect on a personal level that way as well. So be sure, check out the Discord links, have some fun there. Now we're going to roll into our open-ended question section. I do have one that kind of came through in the middle of the podcast today.
Sure.
From the Nathan V, and he mentioned when we were discussing about the advertising section, one big thing that Twitch needs to do is they need to eliminate advertising from the raid culture. If you, as a content creator, take your community who is actively watching your stream, Twitch really needs to take that away. If you, as a raider, are taking your community and sending them to another content creator, don't drop a 90-second advertisement on an entire community when they go into this raid, because all of a sudden you've got chat flooding, you've got emotes going, you've got all this kind of stuff happening, and probably 90% of the people can't even see what's going on because they get dumped with an advertisement right in the get-go. If we're talking about pre-roll ads, people leaving right away,
Oh yeah.
Rating is a huge part of that because you've already got the viewers coming to them. It's not like they're looking. It's not like one person's going to find a channel. You're sending 25 people to somebody, 50 people, 100 people to somebody, and you sit there for an advertisement. And it's a killer. It's an absolute killer on the people that hang around.
Set up an audience just like that.
Yeah.
You know, your rate of 15 becomes 7, your rate of 80 becomes 40, whatever it may be. And, you know, obviously you want to go in and show as much support as possible, give everybody a chance to say, hey, what's up? Because let's be real, with raids, most people, I'd calculate, you know, 75% are going to be gone within the first 60 seconds. You know, they'll drop a couple emotes, say, hey, probably not follow, and leave. You know, and then the select few will stick around, maybe throw follows, join in whatever's going on. And, you know, you really dwindle down on those numbers even more. So it's just a sad thing to see. We're all trying to support each other, and you're handcuffing us.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah. Stop. Twitch. Again, here we go. I'm calling everybody out this week. Twitch.
Well,
Stop making us watch advertisements during raids. There you go.
stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it. No. Bad Twitch.
Did you have it? Did you that was the only commentary question or anything like that I had during or predecessor?
Yeah, I had one, just a quick read it in my brain here, from Nick's. Somebody talking about a lot of high schoolers and mid schoolers yelling some like extreme stuff when confronted with issues. Like they can't take any type of criticism anymore when you get yelled at. Like it's a 0 to 100 scenario. Like why do I even bother when they're told you got an 80 instead of an 85 type of scenario or anything along those lines. That it is the culture these days. It's very black or white. It's 1 or 100. There's really no middle ground for anything. Just kind of, I guess, your thoughts on the youth in that sense, going back to that a little bit these days. They don't seem to be able to rationalize stuff too well.
So I think that comes as a correlation of what they see in culture today. So one thing, and this is going to get kind of heavy-handed, is because this goes down to a society thing, in my opinion, where we have a problem as a society of doing that. It is so hard to watch adults today. I don't want to include that. I don't want to include myself in this category, but it's so hard to debate topics as an adult today because there's a lot of times if you have differences of opinion, it leads to an argument, not a healthy discussion, right? And kids just
100%.
see that all the time, all day, every day. That's all they see, right? They just completely get bombarded by it, and it's destructive to their minds. And it's very, very unfortunate. And it builds this sense of, well, if you don't agree with me, you're an idiot, right? And that's what it turns into. Yeah. And if you ask me to do anything, you're an idiot. And if you do this, you're an idiot, right? And I mean, I have a challenge with this in my own family circle, right? Where, again, raising kids and other things like that, right? Like trying to make sure that we're constructive criticism and teaching them what constructive criticism actually is. I'm not telling you you're an idiot because I tell you did it wrong, right? Like any kind of concept like that. Like, and it's really, really, it's becoming harder and harder to teach that because they don't see it anywhere else. Yeah.
No, and it's sad to me. It's something I experience as well. That you obviously you usually would like to consider your family, the closest relationships you have, the ones you can go to talk about anything. And I know with big portions of my family, there's topics I can't talk about because there's going to be no common ground. There's going to be no healthy discussion. I have friends that I can have more conversations with than family, and it's sad. It really is, and you're right. It's not healthy that people see difference of opinions, difference of ideas, and it's not like, that's interesting, and this is my thoughts. It's more just you're wrong, you're an idiot, you don't agree with me, and it's toxic. It really is, and it's sad. It's sad that that's what the kids are seeing as they're growing up these days.
Agreed.
We just want a better world. Just be nice to people.
Just be nice to people. Yeah, going back.
And if somebody has a different idea than you, again, a little bit, you can't grow as a person if everybody you're hanging out with just thinks the same way as you. That's not fun. Like, there's no challenging of ideas. There's no growth in your mental state and your ability to have a conversation and healthfully argue.
Yeah.
Like
have a healthy argument.
Like, yeah,
there you go.
It's it's disheartening. It really is. I don't have much else besides really just ranting about things. So just be nice to people, guys. If people have different ideas than you, that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinions. It could be wrong. It doesn't mean you have to agree with it. If they're sitting there trying to shove it down your throat, sure, defend yourself. Walk away from the scenario, whatever it is. But just calmly, rationally talk about things. You'd be surprised sometimes how much middle ground you actually have, some of these people.
Agreed. That's it from my end for this week, guys.
Yeah.
I want to thank you all once again for a wonderful podcast. Hopper, thank you for once again joining me. For those of you that are currently watching with us live, I will be switching over to Twitch. Hopper will be staying live. So twitch.tv/TheGameHopper. What?
Before you sign off as well, what's the schedule looking like with the holidays? We can let the people know.
Oh, good call. Twitch.tv/TheGameHopper, twitch.tv/Qualizar for myself. We will be switching over to play Phasmophobia a little bit this night, scaring the poo out of each other. We're going to see what happens. New map's out. We're going to see if we can make some fun out of it. But with that, speaking on the holidays, I will more than likely be traveling for the next 2 weeks, so the opportunity to podcast will be very, 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 very minimal. I will keep you all, once again, in Discord, I will keep you all posted and updated. Hopper, you are going to be home for the holidays?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I should be live regardless. Schedules might change a little bit with just the holiday days themselves, but I'll make sure to let people know.
Okay. So
I should be around.
Yes, we will keep you all updated via, again, Patreon, Twitter, Discord, all the different locations for those of you that are part of it. We will keep you all updated about what is going on with the next episode of the podcast. If we don't see you all, if something happens and we don't see you all before 2021, I hope you guys have a wonderful new year, and I hope 2021 is way better than 2020. Even if you had a great 2020, I think 2021 is going to be an even better year. So hopefully if you had a great year, you can have an even better one next year, and we can go through and just make it an amazing experience for everybody.
Nothing wrong with wanting more. Happy holidays, guys.